Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Hard Count podcast. You know what day it is. It's Thursday Night Football. It's the first day of the NFL season. We got the Chiefs and the Texans playing tonight. Very excited for that game. I'm sure you guys are too. I'm going to be getting you another video today, and today we're going to be going over my best bets against the spread for week 1 of the NFL season. And yeah, let's get right into it. With my first best bet against the spread, that is the Chargers at Cincinnati. The Chargers are favored by 3. I project they cover. And I think they're just going to eat up the Bengals this week. I think it's going to be not close at all. Yes, their quarterback is Tyrod Taylor, but let's look at the rest of the roster. You've got Keenan Allen, Mike Williams at receiver, Hunter Henry at tight end, Austin Eckler running back. I think you got an improved offensive line. A very, very solid defense. I would say top 10. Probably top 5 in terms of talent on that roster. One of the best secondaries in the league. Very good pass rush. And then we look at the Bengals roster. We got Joe Burrow, rookie quarterback. Yes, he was one of the best college quarterbacks of all time. It's week 1, no preseason. It's going to be his first time out there as an NFL starter. I think he's going to struggle a little bit with that stacked secondary of the Chargers. The Melvin Ingram, Joey Bosa coming at him in the pass rush. I think it's going to be a little bit of a struggle for Joe Burrow, especially with that terrible offensive line that the Bengals have. And so I'm not expecting a big week from Joe Burrow. I expect him to come out and struggle a little bit. I think that the Chargers are going to do a good job defensively. Tyrod Taylor is not going to have too much of an issue getting into the groove of things because I think the Bengals have a bottom 5 or 6 defense in the league, and Tyrod Taylor is going to be able to feel a little more comfortable in that pocket, get things going early. I think we're going to see the Chargers win by more than 3 here pretty handily. I expect them win by touchdown, 10 points, somewhere around there. So I definitely expect them to cover this 3-point spread. All right, next we've got the Eagles at Washington. The Eagles are favored by 5.5 in this one. I love that number, 5.5. It's a big number in betting because it's not quite 6 points, 2 field goals. It's not quite 6 points, which is also a touchdown without an extra point, which 6 points is a common difference, but we're getting 5.5 here for the Eagles. And I really like that because I think they can easily win by a touchdown plus. And yes, it's in Washington, but there's no fans in Washington. The home field advantage, I think it might be worth a little bit because you don't have to travel still, but I don't think it's nearly as much, not worth 3 points, 2.5, 4 points even in some cases, like it is most years. And it's hard for me to look at betting trends like I usually do when you look at against the spread. How have the teams been doing against the spread? How, in division, how have the Eagles, Redskins been playing against each other? But Eagles have done very well historically against Washington, against the spread. So I like the Eagles in this one, minus 5.5. I think you look at the quarterback matchup, Dwayne Haskins, Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz wins that all day. I like Dwayne Haskins. I think he could have a good year. But we look at the pieces around him in terms of the offensive line. I just like Carson Wentz and him in a much better situation as well than with Dwayne Haskins in the worst situation with a new coach. I think Ron Rivera is a good coach, don't get me wrong, but a new coach week 1, no preseason. It might be a little bit difficult to get used to things, get into the swing of things. So I definitely like that Carson Wentz matchup over Dwayne Haskins. He got a better defense as well. Added Darius Slay. He's going to be on Terry McLaurin. Should be a very interesting matchup to watch. I think it'll be a close one. But yeah, I like the Eagles to win by a touchdown or more this week for sure. I love that 5.5 number. So that's why I'm looking at the Eagles minus 5.5 at Washington. Next, we've got Arizona plus 7 at San Francisco. This is our one underdog that I'm betting on this week. And I think pretty self-explanatory. I mean, Cardinals last season, they were a little bit inconsistent throughout the year, but they played their best 2 games against these San Francisco 49ers, who were the eventual NFC champions, and they really gave them a run for their money. I think, Cardinals lost. They did lose both games, but they covered the spread in both games, and it was very, very interesting to watch. Arizona, we all know they added DeAndre Hopkins this offseason, add something completely new to that receiving core. And now you can pair him up with Larry Fitzgerald and very, very solid wide receiver duo there. One of the best tandems in the NFL. Then you got Kyler Murray, extreme talent at the quarterback position. I think he really comes out this week. Starts his MVP caliber season. On the other hand, you got Jimmy Garoppolo, with some cluster wide receiver injuries, we don't really know how they're going to perform, who's exactly going to be out there. I think Kittle is going to be getting a lot of targets this week, but is Jimmy G going to struggle a little bit with those wide receiver core injuries? I'm not totally sure, and I'm not going to be willing on betting that he's going to have a ton of success. And I've mentioned this analogy in the past. Maybe we're going to see a Rams situation here with the 49ers. They might come out a little bit slow. Super Bowl hangover. The team that lost the Super Bowl in recent years has not come out and played very well the next year. So I'm not expecting the same 49ers team we saw last year, and I'm expecting a better Cardinals team than we saw last year. So I think 7 points, very generous line there. I think it gives us room for the full touchdown, and I don't really see the Cardinals losing by any more than that. So I think it's still going to be a 49ers win, but I'm thinking more 2-3 points for the 49ers. Not so much 7. I like that cushion there. I like Arizona +7 at San Francisco this week. Well, those are my 3 best bets for week 1. Stay tuned for my next video, which is going to be Stardom Situm for fantasy football if you're into fantasy football. But yeah, thanks so much for listening, guys. Those are my 3 best bets for week 1. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's game. Chiefs, Texans, I'm excited to watch. I'm sure you guys are too. And yeah, peace.